And as you said before, Agawan will be seen. Oh, the optimal place would be just after finish GT, so you can just directly head in and finish off Agawan and then go and fight Ganon. So it's gonna be interesting to see how our runners choose to route today, since they are gonna be splitting up. One might go to Kakariko, while the other one might start on South Shore. It's definitely will be interesting to see how they start off.
Yeah, so we've got the two lower runners both doing the uncle checks. The two top runners doing, looks like Walther's going to do Houlihan and Ursula's going to head over to Lost Woods and possibly Kakariko. And shout out to our trackers today, MathGirl718 and GFE12. They'll be tracking for us, so if they miss anything, let them know in the chat. But they're good trackers, so they'll be on top of it and keeping us straight, because there's going to be a lot going on. So far, just money. Haven't seen much else.
Yeah, we see Walther actually doing the Houlihan as Mark finds that hammer.
Yeah, there we go. That's pretty important there.
But yeah, generally doing Houlihan early, definitely very useful, because one of them could be doing Houlihan while the other one starts to run over and buy the bombs. So
yeah, and this getting the hammer is nice too, because you can go into the front of escape, clear that out all in one go, see if there's anything useful there. Ursula giving our first look at Lost Woods. Just a 20 there, see if the drop down has anything. And Sir Link and Marcnificent both grabbing that hammer, so it makes sense again for them to hit the front of escape. See if there's 3 possible items here.
Yeah, and the drop down not really paying out either, with only that 5 rupees.
Walther doing the Houlihan, picking up the 50 rupees inside Link's house as well. Wants to make sure he's got enough cash for everything. Instead of heading to Kakariko, he's actually going to South Shore. We'll probably see the dam. Maybe we'll see if he goes to Agina or if he wants to do the mini Moldrum cave.
Yeah, he might try to get a lot of money here early so that he could route in some flippers up to Sora.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's the cape in the, I think the brewery is what it's called there.
I just say at the back of the tavern, basically.
Yeah, there you go. Lots of different names. Ursula not finding any rupees, though. No bombs either. Gonna go into Blaine's hut without bombs. Hoping to find some bombs here, possibly.
Ooh, we have a damped lamp today at the dam.
How does that work if it's all wet like that? That's the real question. And the mirror in Blaine's hut.
I can't believe I actually got that sentence right.
There you go, a silvers and then a shovel in Zelda Cell. We'll see if that shovel pays off any dividends. Might be nothing, which would be nice for the runners that don't have to do the front of escape. Unfortunately, Ursula having to... Looks like we might have a frozen screen. Nope, no bombs, so we're not able to check the back of Blaine's hut.
Actually, them having no bombs here makes so that they can just head over to these 50-50 boosters over here and then head up and do the dig spot. Really cool way to route that in. And we find the flippers in Mini Moldon.
Yeah, and the book in the well there, still no bombs. And the shovel, just 20 rupees. So the front of escape is pretty useless. A lot of action coming at you right out the gate. So we've got the flippers, we've got the mirror. We saw the silvers as well. I believe those were in Blaine's hut.
Yeah, they were. So at race game, we see another 20.
Yeah, no reason to check that out. Ursula going to go pick up his hammer as well. We're going to get our first look at Ice Rod Cave.
And we find the bombos in library.
That's interesting. We don't know if we need it or not. But we might signal early boots. We'll see. And more rupees for Walther in the back of Ice Rod Cave there.
Yeah, a lot of early rupees. is by Walter, so it's just gonna continue with the Sora route here, which have
Yeah, I
we
was
have already
surprised by this. Yeah, I was surprised by the save and quit, but he's just routing and trying to make it a little bit quicker, I guess. Got a bottle over there on the ledge.
At the same time, we're gonna see Ursula heading up towards Eastern.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't pick up any bombs at the store there. It looks like he's running back, yeah, realizing I need to get some bombs here. So Sir Link's got some bombs, so he's gonna be able to bomb the back of the blind set, see if Ursula left anything back there. Our runners still don't have money for that bottle vendor check though.
Yeah, it is definitely not what you want at this point. You want to be able to get that one as soon as possible, and we find a bow at the back of the well.
Okay, so that's important.
A very loaded Kakariko so far.
Yeah, and the bottle in the back of Blind's hut as well, so you can check Sick Kid while you're there. Yeah, that was a little bit of unfortunate routing for Ursula not having bombs or money and a Kakariko chip, because they're going to have to make another trip back to Kakariko and pick up at least that bow.
So we learn from Ursula that Thief Town is our green pendant today as well.
Got our first sword in the back of Sasha's closet. And the moon pearl on Zora's ledge. Well, there you go. We are gloves away from Dark World access.
I almost want to say that is kind of an advantage for Walter and Mark to be able to know that so early in.
Yep.
And especially if Sora here is also gives you anything good, because then going early this route that Walter had done is definitely very, very usable. It was only triple bombs, so which is a little bit unfortunate. I want to see something more. And Sickers gives us the glove.
Well, there you go. Dark World access. Sir Link and Ursula just need to find their flippers, with those in Mini Moldorm Cave, and then go get their cape, or their moon pearl on Zora's ledge.
Yeah, but right now, Walter and Marcnificent have right now the knowledge of how to get to the Dark World.
Yeah. That actually helps their routing. And with that knowledge, usually one can head up to the north end, maybe do Village of Outcasts area first, maybe dip Skull Woods, while the other checks Hype Cave.
And with the fact that we see them have, it is in fact the hammer which gives us the Dark World access here. Here you could route up even to Pod. Then these runners are talented enough to do the dark rooms there, so getting in a very early Pod check is definitely something you want to do at this point in time.
Yeah.
And yeah, even with that mirror as well, you can route in Eastern as well. So if Mark would have head over that way, and Walter maybe goes up to Skull Woods with our Outcast, it could definitely be a very interesting route.
Yeah, for sure. So far, I'm going to give the advantage to Old Swag and Jackson just with the early routing. They know where Dark World access is. They know where the lamp is. Eastern is fully completable in logic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Ursula and SirLink may be putting off the water checks till they find more money, not realizing that the flippers are available and the money isn't needed. Ursula getting that knowledge right there of where the gloves are, that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, Link already got them. So they only need a Moon Pearl. And that one, as I said, that one is up by Sora. That can take a while before they head over.
So Sir Link giving us our first look into Eastern Palace. I missed the first chest. I think it might have been just a map.
Yeah, that I think I saw some yellow, so it must have been a map. No, there's
there's
the map.
the map. And just so everyone knows, our runners are in voice chat right now, sharing the information that they find. This is a co-op race, so they're able to do that.
Yeah, not often you get to really have this conversation really in when it comes to speedrunning. So definitely really gives you a nice difference.
Yeah, I found as I've been doing some practice co-op that this is actually one of my favorite versions of the game now. It is really fun to play this with a partner.
Yeah, definitely reminds someone about, for example, multi-world in Ocarina of Time Randomizer, which is also incredibly fun.
Right. And Ursula actually going to make the check in Desert, see if that book unlocks anything for them. Just a 20 in the big chest of Eastern there. So let's see here. It looks like Walther forgot to pick up his gloves, so he's going to need to get that.
Yeah,
that's one of the problems with doing the co-op is, you know, a partner will call out where something is. A lot of times you'll mark it and then forget to go pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. You almost want to have two trackers in that way where you have one map tracker where you track where everything is, and then you have one item tracker which tracks what you have.
Okay, so Desert is not boots locked. Unfortunately for Ursula, I don't think they picked up their lamp yet, so they can't complete Desert, but Desert is completable.
And it doesn't look like there's anything good here really either to can give them any other access. What I'm right now fearing is that they might see the lamp and then directly head up the mountain.
Yeah.
In one way, it wouldn't be too bad of a play, but if they got, for example, the moon pearl and all of that stuff first, then you could do some much more clever routing up on the mountain once they for example, find tinsmiths in either Skull Woods or in Pod. It would definitely be much better routing to hold that one off.
Yeah, and apparently we missed the boots in Eastern Palace as well for SirLinkalot. So Seed wanting to go there, and with the hint, we find out the flute is in Paradox Cave.
All right. At the same time, we see Mark heading down into the back of Escape. When it looks like SirLinkalot might be trying to defeat Easton right now.
Yeah, and we got our second sword in the back of Escape. So we're on Master Sword already.
Yeah, very nice find there from Mark.
Yeah, SirLinkalot having a little bit of trouble with that dark room. It can be a little tricky. You know, with only 3 hearts, those Igors do 1 heart of damage no matter what your mail is. It can be, they touch you, it hurts.
Yeah, and the fact that there are also so many enemies in there in total also makes it quite hard to really get a bearing of where you are after you've been hit. Because you can just get long between a lot of different enemies at the same time.
Yeah, we start off with Quake and Hype Cave, and that's about as hype as it gets. We just a couple hearts and a heart piece and a little bit of money, so not the greatest Hype Cave. Single rupee in Agina's hut. And Sir Link was able to make it through with those silvers. This Armos Knights fight is going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Blink and you mix it.
Yeah. Ursula's going to be a little disappointed when he finds the lamp here, knowing that he could have had routed Desert and fully completed it in one go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and also the fact that SirLinkalot could have had a lot more easier time in that dark room.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do like the route here from Walter.
Yeah, Pod is fully completable. I'm not sure we've seen a dark world map check yet, but again, it doesn't really matter as this is all dungeons.
Yeah, they need to beat them in any other way. The only thing it could really they give you is narrowed down where a few of the items can be. As you see that you see all those pendants already in Thieves Town, Swamp Palace, and Ice Palace, and then we have the other 5-6 crystals up on Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so it's actually nice that they found the flippers and the Moon Pearl was flippers locked, because with both pendants being ice and swamp, those flippers had the opportunity to be in Ganon's Tower, which would have been fun for our runners, but not the case today.
And while we speculated today, we actually missed Marcnificent doing a ped check. Well, at least that's some good information for Walter and Mark.
Yeah, we'll see if chat got that for us, because I totally missed it.
Yeah, but going back to the point there about let's just set up here a little bit of speculation here. We saw that Turtle Rock was a 5-6 crystal. The other 5-6 crystals can have to be somewhere in the light world. For example,
It was
Pyramid
Eastern.
Fairy could then
Eastern
have
is,
okay. Yeah, so Pyramid Fairy could technically then have Hookshot. So getting a little bit of that knowledge can be good, but it can also lead you astray at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Walter and Mark, though, diversifying their runs. We see Mark over in Skull Woods while Ether is in Pod, just trying to get as much information as they can to go mode the areas that their partner has already completed. I'm surprised Ursula is not in Eastern to get those boots, because once my partner tells me where the boots are, I usually head right in that direction. But doing these water checks is good. They're going to find out where the Moon Pearl is pretty soon here.
Yeah, absolutely. So they are going to find the Moon Pearl soon. At the same time, we see Mark doing in one of the harder rooms early on in the Dark World, especially from last week when we saw inverted mode.
Yeah, it'll be easier than inverted. Got a sword, got some health. Don't have to worry about it as much. Pod not really paying off. Again, I think I've only seen a bottle so far.
We find the big key chest there and the big key for Mark. So pretty nice find there. Can be able to route Skywoods a little bit more efficient now.
Yeah, imagine from here he'll head over and maybe do some mirror checks with the Graveyard Ledge. Maybe check Bumper Cave since he does have the cape, and then probably head down to Thieves Town. And Ursula, with the knowledge of where the Moon Pearl is, probably sharing that with Link now. And Link is in the right place to pick up those flippers and then that Moon Pearl.
And that was 10 bombs from the big chest in Skullwoods. So Mark probably now gonna head over to Bumper Cave, just Bumper Ledge, to check out what's there. Yeah, he has the cape, so he can't get anything important. And then he might head over to Graveyard Ledge or head down into Wheels of Outcast.
Wow, and Walther, I think, just picked up, I believe that was the fire rod in Pod in the big chest. So that was a nice find.
That is really, really nice, absolutely.
Looks like it was the ice rod.
And the mushroom is one of the other dark room chests. But it was the fire rod. Now
chat confusing me. It's hard to see on the commentary stream which rod it was, but it is the fire rod. So good. Also the mushroom.
Can route that in with the catfish, so the mirror can do so much good routing in general.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they could even at this point. No, they need the cane first, but I was gonna say they can do fake powder, but I realized it myself.
Yeah. All right, so Sirlink gonna pick up his Moon Pearl, and we'll have full access to the Dark World. And I believe Ursula's making their way towards Eastern, which would get them their boots.
Okay, Mark can now do fake powder as he finds the Kingdoms of Maya in Cest game.
Wow. Items coming fast and furious today.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Mark going into Sieves Town now. Gonna get his green pendant and 4 other items that is located in.
You know, hearts, especially heart containers, are really nice in when you're doing these co-op runs. When you happen to come upon them, because you're going to be skipping a lot of chests, and so we're not going to get as many hearts as you would in a normal run. So whenever you feel relieved whenever you find one of those heart containers, especially pretty early.
Yeah, it's like finding an energy tank in Super Metroid. I guess I can take this.
Yeah. All right, Walther gets to take on Helmasaur here. And instead of heading to the Dark World, Sir Link is actually heading over to the old man. I think he got that hint about the flute being in Paradox Cave, so wants to make his way as fast as he can and pick up that flute.
It certainly is understandable heading over here. We have the old man, we have the Spectacle Rock, you can get both the one at top and inside. You have 2 items in Hera, you have the Ether Tablet, and you have 7 items in Paradox Cave. You can shake the floating island, and you also have Spiral Cave. There's a lot of items up here.
Yeah, a lot of items. Spiral Cave is always one of those checks you never want to make, but with boots, you don't mind it as much. So, yeah, Sir Link definitely taking that hint about the flute being over here seriously. This gets him a lot of reason to head in this direction. And what's good for Walther and Mark, the old Swag Jacksons, is he was able to clean up Pod, get that fire rod, share that knowledge with Mark, now do Eastern and pick up his boots. So we're going to see Mark probably head this direction shortly after Walther clears it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a cool routing thing. There's actually one thing we have not actually talked about yet, and that is the hint system that was introduced in version 30. So that actually gives you even more value when it comes to the co-op runs. So I will not be surprised to see people heading into Ice Palace very early just to get those 3 hints, because they can then share them to their partner.
Sure. So far, Thieves Town not paying much dividends. And with that book and the Master Sword, able to get the item off the tablet here.
So because there was a map in that cest there could be an item inside of the big cest. So Mark is gonna have to head over there.
Some cash sleeps in the tomb. I don't see that hint very often.
No,
that actually might be a first for me.
Yeah, that's an oddity. Definitely. The ever elusive King's Rock hint.
Alright, Ursula with the boots. I imagine with the routing now, I'm going to head over to Pod. Clear that out now as well. Again, diversifying their runs with him and SirLinkalot.
Be surprised that he did not go in there first, because that would have been faster, technically.
Yeah. We get the hint that the Moon Pearl is in plain sight.
Thanks, game.
Yeah, Walther with the boots pickup. You know he's sharing that with Marcnificent as soon as that happened. And not much in Thieves Town other than that green pendant, which we'll see if that pays off. With the green pendant in hand now, Mark can make his way over to the eastern area, pick up his boots, and turn the that green pendant in at the same time.
Yeah, Walter still being without a sword, actually. He had not been to Shasala yet.
Oh, okay. And the other one, I believe, was on the back of Escape?
Yep.
So 2 places that he's avoided.
That's quite an interesting route, definitely. But yeah, we see SirLinkalot now fighting against Moldom, and he got locked down as soon as I started talking about it.
Yeah,
So I should probably just shut up, basically.
And I'm not sure how many items he's picked up here. He does have the key.
And he has a compass left as well, so there is at least 1 item left.
Yeah, so it's either going to be here on Moldorm or it's going to be in the basement. Hopefully for the runners, it's on Moldorm.
And we are looking at a lot of digs in the digging game.
Yeah, just for a piece of heart. SirLink down to 1 heart. Green Male does not want to get knocked down by Moldorm because that will be a death. Able to pull it off though. Okay, so chat informed us that there was a hint about the basement of Hera. Hopefully his partner got that hint. Don't think so. It might have been like in Thieves Town. So he's probably going to go down to the basement and check what it is. It'll cost his team a little bit of time there.
But at the same time, it is time they can gain from Ursula not heading into it.
Yep. So just 10 arrows in K45. And Walther heading to the back of Sasha's closet will pick up his sword 27 minutes in. Pretty much a lot later than everyone else in the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we looking for? We're looking for the ice rod still. We don't know which medallions we need for Turtle Rock and Meyer. We know where the flute is. We need the hookshot still.
And we do know also where Bombus is, so we know where 2 of the medallions is at this point.
Hey, that's right. And as one of our trackers, GFE, is pointing out, hookshot could very well be in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, absolutely, considering that it is a pendant.
Nice way to troll our runners today. The real troll, I guess, would probably put it in Swamp Palace. That'd probably be even a bigger troll.
Yeah, I actually played an old Dungeon Sea the other day, and the Quake was needed for Mr. Meyer was in the big cest of GT.
Yeah. And Ursula getting that hint about the basement of Hera as SirLink is picking up the item in the basement of Hera. So that's always nice. Nice timing on that one.
We did see there that Mark only picked up the middle cest in Shasla because of that information he got from Walter that was the only one needed to be picked up.
Yeah, and he turned in the pendant. I'm guessing I missed what that was.
Doesn't look like it was anything really.
SirLink heading into Paradox Cave. We'll pick up his flute. We'll see if there's anything else back here for our runners.
Yeah.
We're still looking for the myths as well.
So Walter is now going to head over to Catfish. He just turned in his mushroom and got triple bombs out of it. So we know that isn't needed. So when Mark pick up his mushroom, we might see a fake powder instead just to check what that is.
Yeah. All right, 5 items here in Paradox. We know one of them is the flute. There's a big 20. 10 arrows. Find the flute. 10 more arrows. and another 20. So there you go.
And
All
and
for the
speaking
flute.
of Titans-Myth, we got it from Mr. Grumpy today.
Wow, the catfish with Titan's mitts. That is inconvenient.
Absolutely. So we are gonna see Water just straight rush over to King's Tomb just to check that.
We got the hint for that King's Tomb, so we know that he's not going to find anything there, unfortunately for him.
This really is one of those bad places to get rid of. So
Yeah.
at least he gets that.
Yeah, he can also do the back of escape, pick up his Master Sword as well here.
Yeah, it's a good route, definitely. But after that, we are probably gonna see him just do the bonk rocks and then possibly say Lumberjack Cave before heading up Death Mountain.
Yeah, probably. We see Sir Link with that cape in hand. Gonna do Spike Cape. It's gonna be really close. Oh, he does have a green potion.
Although with all the passes there, you can easily miss an extra heart or so. So it was still a very, very close there, though.
Yeah. All right, Ursula picking up their fire rod, sharing that information with Sir Link here. Let's see where Sir Link goes. He's probably going to go activate that flute. We know that he and Ursula need to make their way towards Catfish and pick up their mitts. That's such an unfortunate area for the mitts to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. That is another big advantage for the Mark and Walter here. Not only having the Dark World access first, but now also learning what Myths is. And we do see Walter pick up bombos. There might be some thoughts about heading to Ice Palace of that.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need. He does have the fire rod, so it might be a few minutes before he heads there. He doesn't necessarily need the bombos, but since you're in the area, pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna clear out Skull Woods while he's here as well. I imagine he'll clear Thieves Town as well, just trying to make for efficient routing, knowing that you can skip pretty much all of it except for the big key.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Old Swagger Jackson, Walther, and Marcnificent have just had some really good routing and information sharing in this seed so far. Ursula and Sir Link have done really well as well. They're just, that Catfish, it could be a last location for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. You hate to see that. But it looks like we are gonna get I'm trying to think of his route here.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna check Bonk Rocks, Bumper Ledge, and then Graveyard Ledge. I'm not sure. All right, Sir Link is going to activate his flute now. Oh, he's going to check out Lumberjack.
I don't think we've seen that yet, so... And just triple bombs.
Yeah. I think one of the Blinds Bandoliers checked that area earlier, but...
Might have done.
It's so hard to keep track of everything. Good thing we've got 2 trackers with us today.
Yeah, so shout out to GFE and Math Girl for doing the tracking today. They are doing an absolute good job.
All right, so Walther are going to head up to Death Mountain here with Titan's Mitts in hand. You can actually do Dark Death Mountain as well.
Yeah, so we can basically add one of the zest in Hookshot Cape because we only have the boots at this point, not the Hookshot.
Yeah.
We can add 2 in Super Bunny Cave, and we can check what is needed for Turtle Rock. So add those basically to the other ones I rambled up earlier.
Yeah. And we did have the mushroom turn in, right? I believe it was just some bombs for that as well on
Yes,
Walther's side.
that was triple bombs.
Yeah, it's hard as just viewers to figure out what to do next. You know, put yourself in the shoes of the runners. You've got so much information, and you're trying to, you know, play efficiently. It's co-op adds a fun wrinkle.
Yeah, absolutely. It adds a bit of the wrinkle that we could see there in the spoiler log tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
At the same time, it does also add that little bit of for where you just have to think out a route on the spot at the same time. So it's basically the best of both worlds between spoiler log and non-spoiler log.
Yeah. Drosy asking if we've seen fake powder. We have not seen fake powder yet.
Although we might see that from Mark's side later on.
So Ursula is actually going to be the first to the back of Skullwoods with the fire rod. Walther picking up his big key. I believe they got the hint about the basement of Hera, so I imagine they'll skip that unless they forgot that as well.
Yes, I believe they have that.
So SirLink gonna make his way through Thieves Town, be disappointed because there's nothing here. We see Walther and Hera. Again, no items for our runners here. The only new information that we're going to be getting here is from Ursula, and that's the back of Skullwoods.
Yes, I think we only seen one item there, and that was one in the big chest.
So there is one more item here in the back of Skullwoods. Oh, and Walther taking a really bad hit from Moldorm, getting knocked down 2 stories.
Yeah, that hole is basically the worst place we can get knocked down on by Moldorm.
Yeah, that does not feel good.
We are seeing Mark just straight up run out of the pod area here just so that he can head over and get his Tidesmith from Grumpy. Did we see what was on the pyramid?
Yeah, we saw on the pyramid. I don't believe it was anything. Walther made his way through the pyramid on his way to Catfish.
Yeah, that was happening when you're trying to have 2 eyes on 4 different screens.
Yeah. There's so much going on. And it's different even than like the dailies, where everyone's on a pretty linear path. You know, everyone's looking for the same information. We've got 4 runners all sharing information, trying to route the best way in, so we're seeing a lot quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Mark picking up his Titan's mitts from the Grumpy Fish there. SirLink and his shield from the big chest in Thieves Town. Going to turn the Maiden into blind. And Ursula going to give us a look at the back of
Oh, we might see Mark actually heading into Ice Palace now. I don't think there's any other reason why it would mirror there.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. This is, more information that the team needs.
Yeah. Not only there are 3 items in here, there's also those 3 hints that I mentioned earlier, and just getting information from those can be very.
Yeah, the first one not being too helpful. Cash requires cape.
Well, we know that was a blue rupee.
Yeah. And down goes blind for SirLinkalot.
And we see now Mark is over at the eastern side of Death Mountain, so he's gonna get into the Dark Worlds soon. So we're gonna get some new sex from him as well. Ooh, bomb strats when it comes to the penguins. We don't see that too often.
Yeah, it's nice.
Perfectly placed as well.
Alright, so we got new information coming from Mark here as Ursula, also with new information, gets to take on, let's see, 7 Heart, Green Mail, Master Sword, Moth. Does have that hammer to help out though.
And it looks like he's gonna use the gold bee as well.
I don't think I've ever seen gold bee on Moth before. That's pretty funny.
I did it a lot when I started out on the randomizer.
And we get our boots hint.
Alright. Basically, what really... I did it. I basically, at one point, didn't go to Skullwoods before I got some type of bee.
Yeah.
But that was when I was early into the randomizer, so...
Moth does not want to come down from that spiked area up top there.
Yeah, and we already seen Ursula using the potion that he has, so he has to be a lot careful here. Nice
spin, and that down goes Moth. And rewarded 20 rupees. So Skullwood's not having anything, and more bomb straps from Marcnificent.
Yeah, at the same time we also saw the blue mail in Super Bunny Cave.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, because it would go up, because they, as I said before, will not pick up as many hearts. Getting mail is really required in that way.
Yeah, very much so. And this is good for Blind's Bandolier, SirLinkalot making the way to Catfish. So he'll be picking up the Titan's mitts, and he'll be right in track.
Yeah, absolutely. And a nice bomb jump from Mark.
All right, and we found out that Turtle Rock is Ether, so we do need to find that Ether medallion.
Oh, you don't like seeing that. You're like, come on, I have 2 ones. Why got to use those?
Yeah. So SirLink picks up those mitts, shares that information with Ursula. We see Ursula pause a bit, like trying to figure out, do I go grab them now or do I go do Thieves Town? And it looks like he's going to go do Thieves Town. Probably pick up his Cane of Samaria while he's in the Village of Outcasts as well.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, we see SirLinkalot doing Sora again. When Ursula was up here before, he didn't have enough rupees for actually talking to the scammer. So SirLinkalot getting that one off now as well. But here we're again on the Moon Pearl, so he basically been up here twice.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a time loss, definitely.
I'm actually surprised Ursula's doing Thieves Town now. It is Green Pendant. I mean, it is all dungeons, so you have to complete it, but it feels like it'd almost be better to save it when you have, go get more information, maybe pick up the smiths, try to route some stuff in. And
yeah, absolutely.
Looks like you might have
forgot. From SirLinkalot.
Okay,
Bombos is needed for missing Meyer.
All right, so we are still looking for Ether. We're still looking for the Ice Rod. We're still looking for the Hook Shot. There's another mail upgrade in the Meyer Shed.
You are seeing also the drop down from Mark here. He's about to head into that fight soon. First, gonna get some supplies.
Yeah, it doesn't have Bombo, so has to make sure he has enough magic. Use up his entire fire rod for that.
And there we have red mail for Walther.
So SirLink's actually going to pick up his Bombos, I believe, and then probably make his way back towards the mire area.
He might try to route that in with the Smith's chain right now.
Yeah.
We could potentially see fake powder then. I just really want to see that. I just love that one.
And Mark, you has to be careful here. Just has Master Sword, only green mail. Cold Stare does a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. You're supposed to have a blue maid basically at this point, and as we see there, a lot of health being lost there from just one of the puffs.
Yeah, I don't want to take a death. We may see the strat where he heads to the top to avoid the drop down in ice. But Mark's not having it. He's going full on. And down goes Cold Stare. Nice job from Marcnificent there.
Yeah, nice double hit there onto the two puffs so that they both finish off at the same time.
And big shout out to Kern for the 14-month subscription to Speed Gaming here. Kern showing his love for his teammates, Old Swagger Jackson. And actually, right after this, on this channel, in fact, we are going to have a rematch between Old Swagger Jackson and Blind Bandoliers with Kern subbing in for Marcnificent. So, got a lot of rando action for you coming today.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So just some bombs there at the hammer pegs. So what haven't we seen? Our runners cannot get into Turtle Rock. Our runners can get into Mire. Is that the only thing that we haven't seen so far?
They could technically make the way into Swamp, but you have to do a thing here. Do they really want to do that without a hookshot?
That's true. Yeah, you can't go in Swamp. There's only, let's see, there's 4 chests available in Swamp.
Although from what we saw yesterday, though, in the match between the Lost Locationers and Le Friends Benditos, we saw a hookshot in this vanilla location.
Yeah, and we saw Ice Rod with the Smiths. That's a nice find for Blind's Bandoliers.
Yeah, they need some advantages. This is right now, so definitely a good find for them.
Down goes Blind for Ursula. Marcnificent making his way to the back of Skull Woods to get that information as well. We just had a desert completion by Walther. I completely missed that.
It was a good fight. You can see on this arrow count here and the mount here how well it went.
Yeah, so 3 shots, nice. Nice having silvers for Landmo, as well as Vitreous here as he enters Misery Mire. And this could have some progression. We're down to just a couple of spots.
Yeah. There's 2 items here in Mire, so hopefully that will give Walther some really good information. As we see, the purple says being just at big 20.
See where SirLink heads to. Looks like he's going to go take care of Pod, pick up his fire rod.
A bit surprised that he did not route Eastern and Pod together. All right,
yeah, he did.
I realized, sorry.
Yeah, he was in Eastern really early.
Yeah. Ursula was able to make it up to Sora before he did it. I remember.
Alright, so Mark gets to take on Moth. and using the hammer is able to take him down with just 1.5 hearts left.
Yeah, not a lot left there. But he has his crystal either way.
That hook shot in Pyramid Fairy is really still alive. And the hook shot could be in a couple different spots. None of them friendly.
Did chat actually tell us what Pedaso was?
Yeah, it was just a little bit of love.
Ah, alright. And we see SirLinkalot heading into Ice Palace without a fire rod. He had not been into pod yet, so that's also quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was actually on his way up to pod as well, so changing a bit there as well. He knows that the fire rod is there, so a little bit surprised to him change his route and head to ice instead of the fire rod.
Yeah.
Or the fire rod first.
Mark is doing the smith chain, so they will be getting that information on where the ice rod is. The bow requires the bomb. Got that one.
Yep. Thanks, game.
So if we don't find anything here in Mire, I believe all that we have left is Swamp, unless I'm missing something.
Ooh, I'm starting to think now that we will find Ether in the Swamp and then find the hookshot in Talorock.
Wow. Just cruel.
Yeah, but we are gonna see some fake powder action here from Mark.
Alright, is fake powder gonna pay off? Well, there's the powder in Mire. So this might actually be important here.
Yeah. So, Ether or hookshot? What can you give us, Pat?
Ether! Wow. So Walther picking up the powder as Marcnificent fake powders into Ether. Incredible.
That is incredible. Absolutely.
I'll just say this, for Walther's sake, it's really good that he just found the powder. Because if he didn't, that's going to be a tricky spot to find.
Yeah, and that synchronization between them there as well. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Just imagine the Skype call there.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mire did have the progression. It was a fetch quest, which we got immediate payout for with Marcnificent's fake powder check. So that actually makes Turok fully completable, which would be all of our crystals.
Yeah, and the fact that there is a lot of items up in Third Rock as well makes it really a big priority right after doing this mission for Walther and hopefully soon for Mark.
Yeah, we are in hook shot no mode. All right, down goes the eyeballs for Walther there, and 2 shots from the silver arrows will take down Vitreous.
At the same time, we see SirLinkalot fighting off against Coles there. Ursula is gonna pick up his ice rod. We might see a fake powder there from him as well. And Mark is looking like he is heading up the mountain now as well. He's not been up here yet, but it's definitely about time to head up there.
Yeah, he needs to go get his flute. SirLink got to be careful here. Oh, down to 2 hearts, even with blue mail. Down to 1 heart now. Blue mail.
Gonna activate that cape as well, as it looks like. Just want to get a bit more damage before doing that. Okay, 1 puff left. Ooh, perfect. Perfect change to the cape there to dodge the damage from the ice falling down there.
Alright, SirLinkalot picking up his second pendant there. So it looks like Walther may be the first of our runners to have their 7 crystals and make their way to Ganon's tower. Oh, hookshot and Vidi. We are in go mode. I completely missed that one.
Oh, all right. Go mode for the
Walther and Marcnificent.
Walther.
Yeah. Old Swagger Jackson. Sorry, chat. There was a lot going on. I was worried about that cold stare fight for SirLinkalot and completely missed the hookshot.
Yeah, me too. I was also checking that.
All right, so Walther gonna take down Moldorm here. I believe he has everything he needs. No, he still needs ether, so he's gonna have to fake or use his actual powder to go pick that up, as well as do the smith chain, pick up his ice rod. Mark here gonna pick up his flute. Thought about saving and quitting, and he is. He's gonna save and quit there. Go activate his flute, pick up his bombos, and then head to Meyer, I suppose, and do and get his hookshot.
Yeah, and probably also finish off Desert while he's there. It looks like Ursula is doing some unfortunately being dead rocked while gonna head over to check out what is the Turtle Rock requirement. I don't believe we've seen that yet.
Yeah. So
at least not from their side.
Right. So they're gonna get that information. SirLink gonna pick up the powder here, and they'll be on that hunt for ether. He'll get his hook shot after he takes on Vidi. So.
But yeah, fake powder they're coming through yet again. We saw that on the other week on the daily race as well. Yeah, fake powder, they're being broken but being good. So Skull Woods being completed by Walther.
Yeah, Mark picked up his Bombos medallion. So Ursula and SirLink are going to be on the hunt for that ether medallion for a bit, I imagine. We'll see how long it takes them to turn in their powder.
Yeah, and considering that we see that SirLinkalot is currently in Meyer and checking really checking. We're gonna get his hookshot. He might be led straight to Turtle Rock, to hookshot cave and all of other stuff before doing powder.
Yeah, he might even go to swamp and full clear that as well.
And yeah, you want to skip as much in Swamp Palace as possible. Even though there are 5 items in there, you don't really want to have to go into that rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's having the medallion be your go mode item can be really frustrating. So Walther going to actually use his powder that he has to pick up his ether medallion while he's here.
Well, not as bad as being a silver your go mode item in doing swordless.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, that with Quake and that was the same seed.
All right, so with that ether, Walther has everything he needs to complete all 10 dungeons.
Yep.
SirLink about to pick up their powder here in the big chest. Ursula activating their flute.
Yeah, we are one hour in. Hype.
So still a lot of we still got a lot of time here. Our runners are in go mode, or at least Old Swagger Jackson is in go mode, but they still have full 4 dungeons on Walther's side, 5 dungeons to complete.
At the same time for Mark is that he can chain them, a lot of them together, basically.
Yeah. I believe Walther actually did Skullwood. It's not on his tracker, but I think he completed that. So what I imagine he's doing is he's going to do Turtle Rock, probably Agina afterwards, and then do the crystal or the pendant dungeons.
One thing that Mark could choose also is finish off Maya here, go and beat Swamp, and then do Turtle Rock, do Hera into Aga's Tower, Ganna's Tower, and then doing Aga 1, because that is a very nice route as well.
Yeah, you don't want to have to go up the mountain too many times, so I imagine Mark after this does Swamp into Turtle Rock into Hera into GT Aga. So yeah, good routing from Old Swagger Jackson there.
Yeah, and just doing Aga last might seem a bit weird considering where it is generally its placement do the randomizer. But the good thing is that you can just mirror outside of GT to go into Hera.
Yep. And our runners, still want to look for that sword. Master Sword Ganon is never a fun time. So I imagine we'll still see Walther opening up some chests along the way, even though he is in go mode, to find that tempered sword.
And here we see exactly what we was fearing. We see Ursula heading into Swamp just to get that information. And interesting enough, Ursula has not been in Maya yet at the same time. So he's going to be feeling really bad in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hookshot for SirLinkalot.
There he goes. Yeah. Yeah, you see, he doesn't even check the item. I would have at least checked the item because they are still looking for that ether medallion. But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yep, and another of those perfect synchronizations.
Alright, so Walther making his way through Chain Chomp Room. Ursula dashing their way to Meyer to pick up that hook shot. SirLink finishing up Desert while he's here. We know that they just need to make their way to the Magic Bat. I'll say this: in a lot of the league matches, you never really want to do the fetch quest items, but the fetch quest items, especially in co-op, have really been paying off. So, advice to any of the league runners: check those fetch quests.
Yeah, just in general, we've seen a lot of times in these league matches where best quest items have been the play. I think they're getting a bit undervalued, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to route them in efficiently, but you know, we had catfish, we had powder. Earlier in the match, I believe we had mushroom had the mitts, so don't put off those fetch quests.
Yeah, and especially the powder one, you can easily do that when at the same time as doing the smith chain. And there is definitely possibilities where you can route them in. It's just the value play basically. You want to head into the more item dense locations.
All right, so Mark picking up his hook shot there. Mark now has everything he needs to complete all the dungeons.
Yep. Individually, he's also now in go mode. And we see him make his way over to Swamp now.
Yep, just making efficient routing. We'll see how much of Laser Bridge Walther does. He only needs to hit a key to continue on, but he may, if he finds the key in the first or second one, may continue on to look for that sword.
Yeah, everything just to make that Ganon and fight and GT a little bit easy.
Let's see where that key is on Laser Bridge here. And looks like SirLink is going to head to Swamp now. That's unfortunate for the Blinds Bandolier. The key was on the first chest. Walther is continuing on. He is looking for that sword. He gets a heart container. Getting bulleted a bit by that laser there.
That laser and that enemy as well.
It's just a big 20 on Laser Bridge there. All right, and so Walther is actually going to be taking on Trinex here in a minute. And once he does, he's going to make his way towards Ganon's Tower. So we're going to start the big key game as soon as he picks up that crystal. And it's going to be a quick one because he's just going to have to dash right over there. So as soon as you see the start in chat, go ahead and get your guesses in. 1 through 22 on where you think the Ganon Tower big key is. If you're a sub or supporter, you've donated at least 250 bits on any of the speed gaming channels, you're eligible to be entered on our leaderboard. So
yeah,
pay
right
close
now
attention to that start there in chat.
Yeah, right now you and one other guy is in the lead.
That's right. I've watched a lot of League matches, so. Walther is having a little bit of trouble here, though. And doesn't have enough magic, so he's gonna... Unless he's got a potion. Oh, he does have a blue mail. Good.
Already seeing a few people getting their guesses in. Wait a bit, guys.
Yeah, you'll see the start in chat. Alright, so down goes the second head. Just a couple of whacks with the hammer here. And down goes Trinex. Alright, so we started the big key guessing game. 22 locations. Get your guesses in chat. Again, if you're a subscriber or supporter who's donated 250 bits to the speed gaming channels, you're eligible to be to earn a spot on the League Big Key Guessing Game leaderboard. Angels, where do you like to guess?
I'm gonna go with early one because this has been at this point a really quick seed, so I'm gonna just go with 8.
I like to mix it up. I don't really have a specific number I like to go with. I'm not sure what I picked, 16 or.
Oh, we actually found Tempered in Swamp.
Wow, that is fortunate for Mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine sharing that information with Walter so that can make his Ganon fight a little bit easier.
Yeah, it was one of the backs as well, so it will not take a lot of extra time to actually do it. But guys, the guessing game is stopped. We're gonna see who is victorious. In number 1, we find a piece of heart. In number 2, we find the bug net. Nice.
So can't even go right.
Number 3, we find Cannon Burner. Number 3, I mean.
Yeah, don't need that. And unfortunately for Blind's Bandoliers, they're full clearing the Swamp Palace looking for that medallion.
Yeah, that's good for them, definitely. Number 4 is a small key. Number 5 is some bombs. Number 6 is a big 20. And number 7 is another small key.
Are we going to see Blind? Are we going to see Death? Nope, we're not going to see Dark Magician today.
Not today. See Mark now heading into Turtle Rock as well. Ursula is gonna be the Desert Palace, and SirLinkalot still progressing through. So number 8 is another big 20. So I'm gone.
All right, what number are we on?
9. So number 9 is another small key.
All right, random room coming up.
Yep, the room you will only see in randomizers. Number 10 is a holy rupees. Number 11 is 50 rupees. Number 12 is half magic, and number 13 is another piece of heart.
Half magic's not bad.
Yeah, it would definitely make the gauntlet a little bit easier. And yeah, and also for water going into ice battles later, it will be even more easier time there than the others have to put up.
Yeah. All right, Bob's chest coming up.
Number 14 is the big key today.
I was so close.
Yeah, you were.
Wow, look at that. Winner. Winner today.
Winner, chicken dinner. Fear Agent, with your guess of 16, you are the closest one today. So you got the lead now on the lead.
4 wins. Feeling good.
This is definitely rigged.
No way. I'm sure somebody else had 14, but I was the closest sub or supporter, so winner, chicken dinner. All right, so Walther going to make his way through the gauntlet now. Marcnificent just flying by through Turtle Rock, especially now that he's got that tempered sword, knowing that he's good to go. I'm trying to think, what's the best route to get to Bob's chest?
It must be fully left because we find a lot of small keys inside of the Stalfos room.
Yeah.
It must be fully left, basically.
We can't go right, full right, because there's not a key on the right. So you have to go left anyway. So I'm guessing it's probably better just to go left it. Just skip all the chests that you...
Yeah, basically get the small key from that part in the second room off left. Then you do Stalfos room because you get 2 keys in there. And then you just head downwards, skip the firebar room, get another key from the room of the firebar, and then skip random room probably, and then get to Bob's chest.
Blind's Bandolier still on the lookout for that ether medallion.
Yeah.
Turning the green pen and just getting the 3 bombs. SirLink gonna pick up his fire rod here in pod.
The thing is, though, that they are getting a lot of other stuff done while they're looking. So that is another good.
It's efficient. They're just pretty far behind. Isolating that powder there.
Ursula is going there.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, Walther, first in GT, still has to do all 3 pendant dungeons and Aga, so he's got a lead, but Mark actually only has 1 dungeon left to do after this, and Aga.
I would technically value Mark is gonna win out over Walter now, just because of Tempered. We're able to get through GT much easier, also knowing exactly where to go. So, I think he will be our first finisher today, technically.
All right, so Blind's Bandoliers now in go mode for Ursula and no mode for SirLinkalot.
You're gonna see how much SirLinkalot decides to do here in pod. At the same time, he's not gonna have crystals now, so he's definitely getting also some good things as well.
I do hope that after Walther finishes Aga 2, he drops down into Ganon, forgetting that it's all dungeons, because it's always fun to see Ganon Tanta running.
Well, considering when I'm looking at his palaces and stuff like that he have cleared, I don't think he stepped foot in any of the pendants, so
no,
it definitely happened.
Yeah.
So
just muscle memory at that point,
Yeah.
The routing from Old Swagger Jackson, Walther, and Marcnificent has just been really good this race. Able to split everything up and find the items that they needed in a really timely manner.
Yeah, absolutely. They were just going to the right places at the right interval, because we saw they were the first ones to get Darkwood access. They were the first one to Titansmiths. They have just been ahead this whole time, basically.
Yeah, those Titansmith, that catfish, definitely trolled Blind's Bandoliers a bit. And that was a nice quick Aga 2 for Walther the 4th there.
Yeah, we also very close fight, actually, against Trinex for Mark with that 1.5 heart left. Mark did not have done Hera yet.
Yeah, so it gets the mirror. Just efficient routing for him. Knows exactly where Ganon's Tower Big Key is. Can pick up half magic if he wants to. I don't think he should, but...
We are going to see what to do Aga 1 first here.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't make the play that I wanted him to make and drop into Ganon, but staying on point, completing the dungeons that he needs to complete. This is all dungeons, so that is why he is doing Aga 1.
Yeah, you wouldn't normally associate this with being a dungeon. will be interesting to see if Ursula takes any of the sets here at the back. And there we go. Moldon 1 is defeated by Mark. And he has all the crystals now, all of the dungeons, except for Aga 1 is beaten by him. And it's only GT left as well.
Yeah, great riding from Volkswagen Jackson. Walther almost making his way to Aga 1.
Yes, and if you want to have a little bit more interaction, you can guess random blue balls Aga 1 is gonna push at us today.
Yeah, how kind is Aga 1 going to be to us today? I'll say kind. I'm going to say 2.
I'm gonna stick with 3.
Math Girl picked 22 for the big key and 15 for the blue balls. We know where Math Girl's intentions are today.
Math Girl, who hurt you?
All right, so down goes Argus for Ursula.
Still Ursula did pick up that
go.
tempered, and the SirLinkalot tested as well, so the information there was given.
Nice little fire rod shot from Walther there. Not happy with those blue balls.
No, they're not nice today. Yeah,
Wow.
there's a lot of blue balls.
Yeah. Was that 3 from the first phase?
I think so. That's 4.
Wow. Aga 1 is not kind today.
Mark, where are you going?
He's doing a full right, so he's going to go full right and grab the key that way.
Oh. I guess you could do that route to get a Bob's Nest. Not normally one you would see.
It's pretty quick. Oh, I guess not. Or did he already get the big key? No?
No, he didn't get the big key yet. I saw that in
I'm not sure what he was looking for there.
Yeah, you see it. He had been on the left side as well. He had Verna, so
And 6
I
blue
would have taken that
balls.
key. Apparently our tracker gets right. EFE did it. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a little bit of strange route in there from Mark. Not sure if miscommunication or what.
I thought it was gonna do a full route.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought too. Yeah.
I guess if we would have gotten more keys from those 4 right sets, it could technically be faster than going for left because you don't have to deal with the stall foes. You would have to go and get the key from the path, but I'm not sure.
So Walther making his way into Swamp Palace, he needs still complete 3 pendant dungeons, even though he's already done the crystals. This isn't all dungeons race, and all of our runners do need to finish. The winner is determined by the average score, so you might see a winner on here. That doesn't necessarily mean they won the race. So he's gonna pick up his tempered sword in the swamp, get the pendant that he needs, and then probably head over to Ice Palace, and then Thieves Town.
Yeah, and one thing we also didn't talk about was that if one of the players in one team would forfeit, then it would be counted that it would take the other teammate's time and add 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you think we would see that potentially if it's a really, really, really good finish? Would you think we would see that in any of the matches? Is what I'm wondering.
Not for a win. I can't imagine adding 20 minutes to your average would help you win, but... All right, Mark with the big key on his way up. Gonna have to take down Aga 2 and then be a nice convenient spot to take down Aga 1, and he can be our first of our runners to, I believe will be the first of our runners to take on Ganon.
It looks like it at this point in time. And the fact that he did find that temple as well is gonna make it even more easier for him. Oh, he almost used the mirror there.
Yeah. Tempted to use the bow, thinking that he had it equipped. It was the cape. I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, accidentally throwing the cape onto the enemy. Make that one invisible.
Alright, so it's not marked on his tracker, but it looks like Linkalot is making his way over to Turtle Rock. So I believe he picked it. At least for his sake, I hope he picked it up.
Well, Turtle Rock could be a lot of terror for a few players.
Down goes Cold Stare for Ursula, getting their last pendant. Yeah, and Ursula's able to just head up to the mountain and finish Turtle Rock and Tower of Hair as well.
Yeah, in that way, his route is a bit similar to Mark. And actually, both SirLinkalot and Ursula's route is a bit similar to Mark. But that was because of that extended ether. That is the medallion as SirLinkalot gets bonk rocked. Beautiful silvers from Mark as well. So which one will Water go to now? He's gonna do Ice first.
Yeah, going to Ice. Meanwhile, SirLink finishing up making his way through Turtle Rock. His partner right behind him. And they're actually in a really good spot. You know, you hope to route it to where the team members finish closely together. And it looks like both of our teams are doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It could potentially be close depending on executions of Ganon. Because looking at SirLinkalot, he does have a lot left. Ursula, he has a really good route as well, being able to just do Aga 1 and then straight drop into Ganon.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is closer than it looks at this point, because Walt is gonna have to do nearly full Thieves Town.
Yeah, there's no real short way of doing Thieves Town. But Old Swagger Jackson's probably got a good minimum of like 4-minute lead, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. But if we would just look at the 10 palaces and what they have left, it might look further between the races than it actually is.
Yeah. All right, so Marcnificent, Aga 2 is down, gets to go rewind a little bit and take on Aga 1. And the Blinds Bandoliers, Ursula and SirLinkalot, both taking on Tower of Hera. Excuse me, Thieves Town. I cannot get my names right. Turtle Rock right now. Looking at it, Mark looks to be our first runner to Ganon. Walther still has Walther still has Thieves Town, which is going to take longer than what Mark has here in Aga Tower.
There we go. Victorious is down for Walther. I actually quite like actually looking at SirLinkalot and Ursula, what they are. SirLinkalot is kind of like the scout right now.
Yeah,
can just scout out which chest needs to be opened. It is also kind of cool. Yes, one of those other cool ways you can do with the co-op modes in a lot of games.
Mark almost to Aga 1 gets to face off with Aga and his 6 blue balls of cruelty. And almost at the exact time, Walther enters Thieves Town.
Yeah. Although he already has the big keys, he can just run straight over to the next part of Thieves Town. So his next stop is Sunshine Room.
Yeah, getting to go mode Thieves Town and knowing which you can skip is such a good feeling.
Yeah, absolutely, because just the first portion just goes so much quicker.
Yeah. Blow the hole in the top, and off you go.
Yeah, Ursula here only really needs to take the first test, which is just so quick for him. And then immediately head over to Trinex, as Trinex is getting defeated by SirLinkalot. Gonna be interested to see what route he decides to do in inside of GT. If he goes full left or does the Dark Magician strats. Yeah, Ganon for Mark. I feel like I've seen that fact now too many times. It's a cool fact, but I've seen it too many times.
All right, Ganon for Marcnificent here. Not able to get the one cycle.
Ooh, the perfect position as well.
Yeah, great position for phase 2.
Yeah, especially when you're playing swordless, that position is the best one you can get because you just get constantly knocked into that corner and you can just continue using your hammer on him.
All right, on to phase 3. Ganon being kind with the warps. And already on to phase 4.
Did not get the torch glitch. Oh, the one frame away from basically stopping Ganon from completing his warp there.
Yeah. You get the double, and down goes Ganon. Get your GGs in chat as Marcnificent makes his way to cross the bridge, and we'll get you an official time here in a second.
And it looks like SirLinkalot is doing full left, which is perfect for what they need at this moment. As you see, Walther now also heading to Ganon.
All right, so Marcnificent finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1:36:12. And right behind him is Walther, already on to phase 2 of Ganon.
So Ursula also forgetting to complete her after.
Oh, yeah.
Not blaming them at all. It's just so fun to see.
So nice quick Ganon for Walther 4 here.
Yep.
So few warps from Ganon. They did find silver arrows. Here's one for you.
Yeah, very nice one. Definitely.
Set up for a good double here.
And the last shot.
Get your GGs in for Walther. We'll get you an official time for him as well here in a second. Crosses the bridge. Walther makes it across, finishes second place with an official SRL time of 1:37:42. Very impressive from Old Swagger Jackson. That's going to give them the victory today in Game 1 over the Blinds Bandoliers. Get your GGs in chat for Old Swagger Jackson.
Definitely get your GGs in chat, and the win here actually pushed a lot of pressures for the last locationers because they need to win their next set of matches as well to be able to have a chance to catch up to Old Swagger Jackson if we look at the standing.
So Blinds Bandoliers not too far behind. I mean, they only have GT and AGA 1 to complete. They're going to get that out of the way, and then we'll see if we can get an interview with Walther and Mark here in a second. And don't go too far because we're going to have the second match right after this. These guys are going to take a little bit of a break, compose themselves. Marcnificent's going to go away, and Kern's going to come in for Old Swagger Jackson. And so don't go away when we finish this match because we've got some more league action coming to you.
I do also like what Old Swagger Jackson did, all three of them did in the chat. Are you seeing it?
Oh yeah, that's the Old Swagger Jackson logo there.
That is really nice one.
All right,
And
we're joined by Old Swagger Jackson themselves, Walther IV and Marcnificent. GG's, guys. How you feeling?
GG. Thank you, guys.
GG's.
I mean, it felt really good.
Yeah, you guys had some amazing routing throughout it all. You were the first ones into Dark World. You were the first ones to find Titan Smith. So you had a lot of firsts for you. The only really thing was that the others find the Ice Rod first, but you like 1 or 2 minutes later found this as well. And then we also have, of course, the Ether Medallion, which was the big thing that made you win this race.
Yeah, I figured that might be the item, depending on who was going to check the Smith area, whether or not they had turned in the mushroom early, or for possibly an early, fake powder for that ether. So that really helped us out. And even after that, we were just like, should we bank that the hook shot was in Ganon's tower? But Walt ended up getting the hook shot in Meyer, so it was pretty nice after that.
Yeah, we were basically, both of us were like, yeah, it's guaranteed Hookshot is going to be in Ganon's tower. And then right as we said that, I just found it from Vitreous. We were like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, we had 2 really of these well-timed stuff happening. One of them was, of course, one of you doing fake powder and the other one picking up powder at nearly exactly the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was nice. I was like, okay, well, there's the powder. We know that there could be something in the magic bat that's probably not locked by Ganon's tower right now. So it was just nice that I was conveniently right there. He was actually the one that reminded me, since I was doing hammer pegs. He's like, oh yeah, do the fake powder. I was like, oh yeah, I had forgotten I was gonna skip it, and and so I was lucky that he was there to kind of remind me.
Yeah, and that's what happened basically on the other side. They both had done the Smith chain and didn't do fake powder.
I see.
So after that, they went off and looked nearly everywhere.
Oof.
So how you guys feeling now? Another victory for Old Swagger Jackson, putting you up to 18 points. It's only a 1 loss.
I mean,
Gotta feel good, right?
It feels pretty good, yeah, but at the same time, it's our last 2 weeks is going to be the roughest one for sure, because those teams are pretty stacked too.
So who do you play for the last 2 weeks?
First for Amy team, and then the Team Awesome.
Oh, so you guys get the first 2 teams that are in first and second place right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, we might see the last locationers catching up to you, so you don't want to have those 2 as a last week.
Yeah, because they had those 2 in their first 2 weeks, and they managed to get 1 point from there in totals. And so yeah, we'll definitely try and do the same or better if we can. And hey, I forgot Backup Blindside today. That's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah. But otherwise, what do you guys think about the seed?
That was interesting. It was funny where Hookshot ended up being. Yeah, it was a nice scene. I think I will probably jump out of here and let Mark answer most of the questions, because me and Kern need to get ready for next race.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. GG then, Walter.
Yeah, GG guys.
Yeah, I thought this was. I thought the seed was really. I think it was pretty well spread out. I thought it was the type of seed that you would hope for in a co-op. The more spread out the items are, I guess, the better it is, so that you could be in one location checking all the chests, and then your teammate could be in another location checking all the chests, and then you guys could switch off and just go mode each of those dungeons. That's really what you hope for in a co-op. So I think today was kind of like that. Like Flute was all the way up in the mountain, and Fire Rod was in Pod, and Hookshot was in Meyer. Just a lot of those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you guys finished also with a very good time. It was very close actually between you. as well. And I also have to say, I really also like the routing that you get to do, Mark, with you can just do desert into mire or the opposite way, and then go swamp, and then finish off Total Rock, and then go Hera, and can just enter GT through the mirror.
I actually had forgotten that I didn't do Hero, so I was like I was like walking around in front of the Ganon's tower. I was like, why is this opening right now? And but I realized, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I have another crystal to do. So obviously that was a little bit embarrassing. There was a couple of a little embarrassing moments here. I thought, for some reason, he had said that the half magic was in the random room, and for some reason that registered to me as the compass room on the right side. And I was like, "Where is this half magic gonna be?" I'm like checking all the chests, and there was nothing there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just did this for no reason."
Yeah, basically, me and Fear talked about what would be the fastest way to get to Bob's chest, so we kind of thought, he's gonna do full right, so we can easily go to Bob's chest that way. But nope, you tricked us.
Yep, it was really for half magic. I was like, I need some half magic right now in my lifetime. So in the life of this game. So yeah, that was like a dumb one. I think I also checked. I forgot to tell him about, or I didn't really forget. It was more of like he was going to Kakariko early. This was early in the game, and he was going to Blind's hut, and I totally forgot that the bottle was in the back of Blind's hut for him to get the gloves from the sick kid. So I think that's where you saw him try to go and pick up the portal, wait, and
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just a couple things that we did that we were pretty embarrassed about. We were just like, yeah, these guys are going to see this in about 10 minutes, and they're going to be laughing at us.
Oh, don't worry. Ursula also did one outside of GT, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you're not the only fool here.
Well, hopefully, Walther and Kern don't make the same mistakes that we did. Yep.
Well, you know what they say? Fool me once, shame on me. Fail on you, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Absolutely.
So, sometime I'm gonna get those kinds of speech right.
So you feeling good, Mark? Again?
Yeah.
You liking your chances?
Yeah, I'm definitely liking my chances. I definitely have to. I have to prep for next week's race, obviously, for the cross keys race. That's definitely not my strongest mode, so I'll probably spend this week and trying to get some strats for cross keys. So I'm looking forward to it. But
yeah, that's a spicy seed, definitely. Oh, actually, looking at how it goes for Ursula and SirLinkalot. We see SirLinkalot is doing Ganon, but look at the health of Ursula. 1/2 of a health just after the torch room. You're gonna have to be very, very careful. Oh, there's butter, actually.
Yeah, able to pick up butter.
Oh wow, where was butter?
The left chest before the room you bomb a hole into to come to Moldom 2.
Yeah, Walther was like, I'm not going to check any chest upstairs because we know where the sword is. And I was like, well, there was another sword up there all along.
Hey, it's what you expect. One sword in GT.
Yeah.
Nice double there from Sir Link. And down Ganon goes. So get your GGs in for SirLinkalot777.
Yeah, he finishes off with the also very nice time of 1:49.16. So yeah, also very respectable time as well for how this seed was. with how long it took them to find the Ether, it's definitely a good time. And yeah, we're into Aga 2 now for Ursula. Technically Aga 1 this time around, because he has not done Aga 1 yet.
And it looks like Sir Link is going to join us before his rematch here in a second. Excuse me, not rematch, match 2. Yeah, thanks for our tracker, GFE again. We'll shout out our trackers real quick, GFE12 and Math Girl for doing the tracking today for Game 1. Really appreciate them, show love to them. Make sure you follow these runners. All the runners in the league have done an excellent job putting on some great shows for us. So make sure you give them those follows.
And we are joined by SirLinkalot. GG to you.
Thank you.
So how does it feel?
I mean, we finished. It felt pretty good up until we finally found Ether on Magic Bat, and I was like, I'm willing to bet like $100 right now that they fake powder and they're in go mode. They're probably looking at like a sub 140 right now.
Yep. They were also first with the Dark World access because Walter basically did the South Shore and all the Sora Smith directly. He did Houlihan before that, so he could just head up there immediately. So they knew very early about Moon Pearl and stuff like that, and they also got the Titans very early. Basically, the thing you had going for you guys were Ice Rod, but that one defined this very close after as well.
Yeah, that was a nice find that we got Ice Rod, and when I told Ursula, go up Death Mountain because he already had Fire Rod, and we knew where Canis Mario was, and I believe he had it at that point. It's like, if you can go into Turtle Rock, go into Turtle Rock and clear Turtle Rock at this point, because that's an early find, and mitts were on Catfish, if I'm not mistaken, so I kind of felt good about how early we got mitts or new mitts access, and then if that would have led to more, but it didn't really. Kind of. I guess it led to Meyer, which had our powder.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit unfortunate with that Ether medallion, definitely.
Overall, though, are you happy with your guys' routing? I mean, you got trolled a bit by the Ether medallion, but, you know, I feel like you guys routed it pretty well.
Yeah, I think we routed it pretty well, other than, like, when we turned the mushroom in, like, right after that, I'm like, what else did you just do? And he's like, all this stuff. I'm like, okay, crap. It's like, okay, I can either go into a pod to go get the mushroom so we can fake powder, since Fire Rod was there, or leave it, because I'm like, we've already cleared it. I'd rather be checking stuff we haven't checked than go into a dungeon and not be wasting time, but, you know, not progressing towards go mode really at that point.
Yeah, and it is really those hard decisions that sometimes can make the race, basically.
Are you ready to do this again?
Yeah, I am. I've been like, as soon as because we were talking about like scheduling and everything, and it's like probably back to back on Sundays. So I'm like, that works for me. Then we can, you know, I'm excited about getting the co-ops done. It's been like, I'm trying to think last time like actual co-op, like any kind of co-op tournament has been going on. I want to say it was last year.
I think this is the first one that was using version 30.
Yeah, version 30, yes. I know there was like some like 2v2 mystery tournament last year that I took part in. But I think that's the last time we've actually seen co-op in any kind of competitive play.
Yeah, and we also talked a bit about it as well. Also, because this was the first one in version 30, the hint system, it was actually then also one speculation also where you want to go.
Yeah, we could have used one of those hints about 45 seconds earlier when I was in the basement of Hera, and he's just like, "Go ahead and leave." It's like, "You can leave, Hera." I was like, "He's like, there's just arrows." I'm just like, that would have been useful right before I went to the tile room.
Yeah, you also got the hook shot as he was entering Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that was another one because like at the time I was like, okay, so I think hookshot was on Vitreous, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, I was just like, I got that, and he was, because if it wasn't there, I think that's all we had was Swamp Palace. So I told him like, dive Swamp, because if I don't find anything useful here, then there more than likely is going to be something in Swamp. And then I found the hookshot. I was like, never mind, go do all this stuff and come get the hookshot now, because that's where we're stuck at this point.
Yeah, there were some really fun of those oddities, definitely. The one that happened over for Walter and Mark was that we saw, I think it was, it was Walter that picked up powder in Meyer, and nearly directly after Mark did the fake powder, so it was another really amazing timing.
Yeah, that would have been. Other than that, I know I was happy with how I clutched my cold stare. That one, when I got down to 1 heart, I was just like, oh, this feels great. I'm going to die in cold stare.
Yeah. Oh, and we did also see the game over for Ursula. Unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly we had that one death out. He wasn't very happy with himself about that one. I just told him, like, calm down. It's like, they haven't died. We got a chance.
We should probably let you go so you can get ready for your match coming up.
Yeah, I think they just sent us a seed, so we're probably about to get going with that one. So I guess we'll be back here in like 2 hours, hopefully less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope everybody enjoys the second race.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It's sad that I don't get to see that one because I'm gonna head over to the daily after this is done.
Yeah, we're gonna have a new crew for the next race here coming up. Get your GGs in chat for Ursula4115 as they finish up the race here. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us, and GGs to both Old Swag Jackson and Blinds Bandoliers. They're going to take a quick break. We're going to have about 10 to 15 minutes of downtime, and then we're going to be right back with game number 2 between these two teams. So make sure you stay here, stay locked on Speed Gaming. Follow us along ALTTPR league.com as well for all the league action that we've got going. So I've been Fear Agent. And
this has been Angels.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And one last shout out to GFE and Math Grove, our trackers for today. And we'll see you guys on the next rando.
See you guys.